I'm Kylie Bartlett, social media commentator and strategist. I'm interviewing small business owners and tackling their biggest social media challenges live on the show. I'm on a mission to talk about what social media really is and how to successfully apply it to your business. It's SME for SME, social media education for small, medium enterprises. Hi everyone, on today's episode we discuss with Rob Hunter, Managing Director of SC Technology Group, how to make your social media posts engaging when working in a business-to-business industry niche. We've got a great tech tool to share later in the show that's going to really assist the ladies, and they're going to love this app. But first, let me share a bit more about this week's business, SC Technology Group, and see what I got up to on my visit. SC Technology Group helps clients improve their business by applying the latest proven technologies to increase profits, manage expenses and enhance productivity. Managing Director Rob Hunter was happy to show me through their award-winning Toshiba range. Whether you're looking for a single device or wanting to install a whole new print fleet, these guys have the service, the savings and the solution for you. They are also known for the generous contributions they make to local charities and are a huge supporter of the Geelong Football Club. Please welcome to this week's episode Rob from SC Technology Group. Rob, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
I'm a bit tired after last night. That Brownlow went a bit late.
It did actually go pretty late. So I watched it till about 11:30 or something.
Same, and Selwood, what happened? He didn't get up.
I can't believe it, I know. And he's a favourite.
I know, and I stayed up all that time thinking, oh, we didn't win the flag, maybe we're going to win a Brownlow.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. We have such a good partnership with them. And
I know you
do. I was hoping the Cats were going to get up and do that in Selwood, so.
Anyway, let's hope he gets up when we go to the Cardiac Greaves.
That's exactly
on the 2nd of October.
Yep.
Looking forward to
he's
that.
got to be the favourite in that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
Let's hope. Alrighty, let's get stuck into this interview. So, tell me, hit me up. What's going on with your social media? I mean, you and I, we've known each other for many years and we've also worked together in the social space, helping you map out your social media strategy. It's been a while since we've caught up.
Yep.
So tell me, where's it at? What's going on with your social?
Well, I suppose the hardest thing for us is we are a technology company
and
we need to really be at the forefront of all of our social media. And the biggest issue I have with it is where do we put it? Where do we spend our time as a corporate brand with partnerships in Geelong? Where do we spend all our, I suppose, money and putting our time into making it better for us?
And that's one thing about your business, whether it be at the moment or as long as I've known you, you've always been very progressive in investing money in good marketing campaigns, advertising campaigns, plus you've got great content. Like I know you've been producing some YouTube clips and it's not like you don't have content. What your problem is, from what I'm hearing, is where do I place it?
Yep. And look, and we do. We have such a great brand and we partner with great brands like Toshiba. And again, they're a technology sort of partner.
Yeah.
So we need to be at the forefront of these things. And a lot of things, the questions I've got to ask is, where's the best place for us?
Yeah.
And that's what I sort of wanted to talk to you a lot more about to find out those things.
Okay, so here's where I'd start. Like, your mothership needs to be your website, to be honest with you. And when you focus more attention on your website and you create blogs and write some good articles, then you can also embed your YouTube clips in there. It's then where do you pick up that content that's housed in your mothership and where do you place it? So one thing that you need to be aware of is that not all social media channels are the same. So you would not go and do some really great professional educational post about where technology is going with photocopiers and place it into Facebook, because no disrespect, it ain't the sexiest topic. No. The things that are getting attention
for
in
us
Facebook, it is for you. I mean, you live and breathe technology.
That's right.
And couldn't believe it. I called in to see you the other day when we had the site visit and you couldn't wait to show me this new green photocopier. And I'm like, it's lighting you up. I can see that, but no disrespect.
No.
People don't go to Facebook waiting to find out what's going on in the photocopier world. They go there to find out what's people eating, furry animals, holidays and things like that. So I wouldn't waste really good posts or videos that you've created popping it into a Facebook page. What I would do is go and put it into LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is very much a business-to-business platform. The average person there earns over $120,000. They are a professional. It is considered the more executive platform to play on. Now, having said that, if you've done something in your personal life, like you've gone away with your gorgeous wife Julie on holidays and there's you laying by the pool having a beer, you wouldn't put that in LinkedIn. You would
No.
put that in Facebook. So it's learning where to pick up what content and put it where.
Yep.
So one of the other things that I did notice, Rob, is that you've gone and set up an SC Technology Group LinkedIn company page on LinkedIn, right?
Yep.
Okay, so here's my advice to you. Unless you are a really publicly recognised brand like Toshiba is,
Yep.
my advice would be to build up your executive team's personal profiles, so yours and Julie's and Jeremy's,
Yep.
so that it still has all of the same company spiel about SC Technology Group, but it's being said under your personal brand.
Yep.
So instead of putting all of your energy and effort into putting your marketing into that page,
Yep.
I would put it into building your profile as a thought leader and someone who is innovative and cutting edge in the photocopier tech space, and even potentially set up a group. So what the name of the game...
So group for that, for SC Technology Group,
Yes, well not even, here's what you would do. You wouldn't set up a group for SC Technology Group, you would set up a group for technology or photocopier technology or you could be doing, you know, it being around, what's the word when things are green, you know, economically friendly. So
environmental friendly.
Environmentally friendly is the word I was looking for. So instead of it being company focused, now you're the best salesman I've ever come across, I've got to tell you, and it always comes with a beautiful, charming smile. But what you've got to remember with social, it's about serving first and selling second. So instead of setting up a company page where everyone knows that you're going to be flogging your wares, if you set up a group around where technology is going, and SC Technology Group became the spokesperson for the group, can you see it's nearly like you're sponsoring a niche rather than being about your business?
Yep, definitely.
So then what you do is you go off hunting for, because you do a lot of work in schools, so who are the purchasing officers in big companies, who looks after budgets, who's the financial controller, and start inviting them to see how they can be saving money or learning about the latest and greatest technology.
And how often would you do posts on that? Like, because one thing I see with LinkedIn is I think some people overuse it, and I start going, no, that's too much.
It gets spammy, right?
It does, yeah. And I think I always wonder how much you should be pushing that into the corporate world a little bit as well. So what would be your suggestion?
Great question. I'm so glad that you're open-minded around this, because you're right. You can either overdo it, or it can be like tumbleweed where nothing's going on at all. So my rule of thumb is that you should be writing a blog or an article or a video once a week on your website, and then you pick up the link and you put it into LinkedIn.
Right.
So on LinkedIn, I would say maybe twice a week where you're doing informative articles or a video or a blog. Whereas on Facebook, it's something you need to feed the beast every day.
So you think every day on Facebook?
Every day on Facebook. You think yourself, if you were sitting at home at night to watch the news, and then all of a sudden they decided not to put it on Wednesday night, you'd kind of go, that's out of routine. So you've got to think of yourself now like a media company, and you need to start to create routines. And unless you are in the news feed every day, you're not front of mind, you don't become a business that people remember.
No,
so Facebook is every day. I mean, talk about Twitter.
And in Twitter, that's what I actually wonder, because we're not in that space, because I don't find where that fits as a company. And I can't work that out.
Can I give you permission not to do Twitter? I'm giving you permission, and here's the reason why. Twitter is a broadcasting platform. Its role is to update people with bite sizes of information like every 30 minutes. Think of it like if we're listening to K-Rock or Bay FM, which is our local radio station, they have the news on at 1, the news on at 1:30, the news on at 2. So Twitter, if you are not tweeting every 30 minutes, you're not even going to get into the news feed.
And where does that go then? So you would suggest LinkedIn for companies?
LinkedIn personal profiles but representing your company.
And then Facebook, not as much. Is that more
Facebook more on the feel-good stuff. Like, I mean, you're involved in a heap of charities, right? So talk to me about the charities that you're involved in. I'll show you how you can put it into Facebook.
A little bit like, say, Cotton on Run Geelong, it's very important to me. Compass is very important to me. Bravehearts is very important to me. And a lot of those type of charities, and Backlinks as well, and all those type of things are very important to me as a company. But we don't promote it. No one knows. And I kind of think, well, should we be promoting that we do a lot of charity work or not?
Yes.
And we have for many, many years.
I know you have,
and no one
and you
knows
are
about
so modest. As a company, you're quite conservative in blowing your own
Yep.
trumpet. I've noticed that with you. You're very respectful of not showing how successful you are, and yet
definitely.
you are an incredibly successful company, employing a lot of people in Geelong, saving money for a lot of companies in Geelong,
We
but you're not big on promoting that, Rob.
No, we've been very bad at that, and I think that's also a Toshiba thing, because they're terrible at it from that point of view. And we've tried to get a little bit further in there now, because opening up a store in Ballarat is much now, and it's a new market for us. We do need to do more, and this is what interests me about all these different platforms, to know where do we put our focus on those
Absolutely.
type of
So Twitter, unless you've got someone internally within your company that can feed that beast every 30 minutes, tweeting, then I wouldn't worry about Twitter. I'm giving you permission not to use it, right?
It's a good idea.
Here's what I think you could be doing on your Facebook page. I want you to talk about why Brave Hearts and the Cotton On for Geelong is important to you, and backlinks and Encompass. What is the personal story behind it? Because here's something I want to share with you. As of this year, 25% of the Australian population are under 30. And not only are they under 30, they're in executive positions. They hold the purse strings. Now, if you're a company that's all about making money, but not about social good, they will take their money elsewhere. But you are very good at giving back to Geelong. So you need to share, because the decision makers are young, and they are all about, I don't want to know that you've made a huge profit. I want to know what impact you've had on the world and how you're making a difference. So by you sharing those charity stories, I think is going to be absolutely give you some great cred.
And see, again, my whole philosophy on charities is not doing a one-off approach. It's like something like Encompass, that we've signed up with them for 4 to 5 years of sponsorship to give them, I suppose, certainty. And a little bit with Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce, not as much like as a charity, but it's a very important thing for the businesses of Geelong. It is. And a lot of our sponsorship with them is something to get our brand out there a little bit, but it's also to give back to those smaller companies that are growing and things like that. So that's important to me, because we have been successful. And I like to give that back as well, but
we want to hear
no one knows that.
We want to hear the story, and you just talking then, that would have been a great grab on a video as to why you're wanting to support them, and just put those little short videos up, and then give a plug to the charities that you're supporting. It'll go a long way.
And one big thing with Geelong, I find, is Geelong is a fantastic place. And we've got so much good work happening out there, but we always just seem to get the worst stories.
I know,
and there is fantastic stories out there with companies in Geelong that they've been successful, and they've helped us be successful as well, and grown heavily. So on those. And why don't we have more successful stories of what's happening out there in Geelong?
Well, I hope this show is going to do that. And also, but then you be a leader in it. Show the great work that we're doing, and show the charities and the Encompass partnership that you've got going on. And I'm sure the community, I know the community are going to embrace it. And Ballarat, you've just opened in Ballarat, they're a very similar demographic to Geelong. They're going to love it too.
They are, And they're very local based in Ballarat as well, as like Geelong is. And that's another area with social media, because sometimes social media and websites are worldwide. We don't do that type of thing.
No.
So we need to know where to put our money in locally, in the local area.
So I'm hoping that the tips I've given you are going to give you some leadway into how you can become a lot more strategic and a lot more efficient with your social media.
Definitely.
So now let's have a chat about what we've learned from this week's episode. Our top takeaway tips from this week's episode are: number 1, not all social media platforms are the same. You need to research where your target market is and spend more time over there. In a B2B context, that is definitely LinkedIn. Number 2, if you work with charities and partner with great organisations, be sure to share that on social media to show your human social good side. People want to know that you stand for more than just making profits. Number 3 is you'll gain much more cut through in interaction on LinkedIn if you instigate conversations via your personal profile as opposed to your company page. People on LinkedIn like connecting with professional people, not always just with companies. Rob, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to be on the show. I'm really looking forward to sharing, in particular, this interview with our viewers.
No, I really appreciate it. It's been great, and I think you're such an expert in your field. It's really helped me out over the years as well, and this is just another step.
Oh,
so
thanks,
really
Rob. I'm looking forward to having that nice glass of champagne with you at the Cargie Greaves next week.
It'd be great.
Okay, now for this week's tech tool. Today's tech tool is an app called Facetune. Facetune is a fun and powerful portrait photo editor app for both smartphones and tablets that allows you to easily achieve magazine-style photo results with a tap on the app. I told you ladies you were going to love this. Not only can you remove blemishes, smooth out skin and enhance eyes, but you can also fix grey hair, fill in bald spots, defocus the background and even reshape your subject's face. The tool has many features including cropping, whitening, smoothing and many more. Go and give Facetune a try and be sure to let us know what you think. Well, that's it for another episode of SME TV. We really hope that you enjoyed that episode and were able to take away some great tips from Rob. If you'd like to keep the conversation going, head on over to our Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a line. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors and in particular the Geelong Chamber of Commerce. So on behalf of myself and my incredible partners, The Object, who are responsible for putting this sensational production together, we want to thank you, the viewer, for tuning in. So until next week, may your social media news be absolutely fantastic news and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.